untold, from first pop drop to the season's fall. Tune in and watch the drama unfold.
Huge move. We're on the way for the Toronto Maple Leafs as free agency opens up in just a matter of minutes, and we're going to be breaking it down all live. What's up, everybody flooding into the chat? It's been a crazy past few days for the Leafs. It's been a crazy even morning with the Mitch Marner stuff being official, him coming out. We'll have videos, of course, after the stream on a bunch of things. But for now, Darius, the floodgates open in about 15 minutes. We'll be live for a little bit and breaking it all down like we do every single year. And there is a lot of targets that the Leafs have in mind. Hopefully they make a move here. Once it opens up, of course, technically, the tampering and all those things, we'll see how many moves actually break right away, especially with the league's new, tampering guidelines, I guess, or the enforcement of it. Yep. However, this is going to be interesting, and Darius, it's finally here. We're 15 minutes away.
15 minutes away from the floodgates opening, but I think the Toronto Maple Leafs are not necessarily going to rush to the finish line here. I feel like some of these things are going to linger. I do think they're going to make a signing here in the first hour. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy, but what's going on, Blake Sim? I feel like I haven't seen Blake Sim for a while, so welcome back in. I'm glad you're joining us for free agency, but yeah, I think that things are going to get crazy around the league. I feel like there's going to be a lot of money thrown at a lot of guys that maybe shouldn't be making that type of money because a lot of teams have, some cap space now, so it'll be pretty interesting. Every team is also a buyer, which I think is, I can't remember the last time we've seen this, if it's ever happened. Like only the Penguins are selling and nobody's buying what they're selling. So it's been very, very interesting. But yeah, it's going to be exciting to get into. A couple minutes away here, about 10 minutes away from everything opening up. And I think, again, there's going to be some crazy money thrown around, but I don't think it's going to be by the Leafs. I would expect that Mangiapane is going to happen in the first hour. If I was going to put money on something, I bet the Leafs sign Mangiapane here in the first hour, but we'll see how that takes shape. I would also love Chris Tanev. Brandon Tanev. You have Chris Tanev.
I would as well. We're going to see here. What's up, Lane Penny? What's up, Lane Gerard? Thank you, Simon. Yeah, it's been a crazy past few days, ladies and gentlemen, and hopefully we'll get some news breaking. Thank you, Gerard. Happy Canada Day as well. Yeah, of course, it is Canada Day, and
yes,
I'm sure a lot of you, we're all going to get to all the Canada Day festivities here once free agency ends. Well, I guess opens rather, because it's going to be an exciting day here. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to, stuff's already happening. The Habs just made a move. We'll of course keep, you guys up to date here. We have Twitter on the right and on the left. It's very interesting.
I know I got like 3-4 screens going right now. I got my phone going. Blake, I do want, so donation from Blake. Yep. Blake, appreciate you. Haven't seen you in a while. I will say, I hope both teams have fun. That's my answer. But thank you for the donation. I appreciate your support all season. And you've been one of the OGs as well from the very beginning. So appreciate you and appreciate all the new viewers as well. A lot of new faces in the chat, which is nice to see.
I was at least to go for Brock Besser. Yeah, Montreal is kind of getting serious.
Montreal is getting a little scary. I'm not going to lie. They got a top D man now. And they got Bull Duke, who's a very good depth player. So, and Mailloux, I will say, I was at a Laval Rocket game in the playoffs. Holy smokes, Logan Mailloux is far away from the NHL. He is not, I don't know if he's necessarily that close. I went to watch one of those games live. And again, it is a playoff game, but holy smokes, he did not look great.
Toronto fan from Alabama. What's up, Devin? Thanks again for your donation, Blake, and the question. He's from Toronto, so that should tell you what you need to know.
I am from Toronto.
Yeah, the bottom 6, get rid of Kampf and Yarncroke. Cowan probably will start. He probably will start.
Camp Yarncroke. Also, Holmberg, we didn't even touch on this. Holmberg is a free agent.
Yeah.
So there was also a report this morning, I believe, from Darren Drager that the Leafs would like to re-sign Pontus Holmberg, but other teams are interested. And I say, if other teams are interested, goodbye. And that's coming from somebody who I wouldn't mind Pontus Holmberg back. Got to be honest. Obviously, contract would have to make sense, but that's all. But Tanner Jeannot is also rumored to be possibly a Toronto Maple Leaf today, which I think I'd rather maybe Tanner Jeannot, depending on the contract, than Michael Pezzetta.
We do, Shane. We do need at least one top 6 forward. That is something that needs to happen. And of course, Connor McDavid dreams. They'll probably just be dreams, but it is interesting. Some will overpay for Holmberg, and frankly, all the best. I'm very curious to see if and what team does overpay for Pontus.
I wonder. I do want to take a quick peek to give everyone an idea of the Leafs cap situation right now. So the Leafs have, coming into right now today, $5.7 million to work with. So
not that much.
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. But you can still get very good value.
And you can also, I believe, get rid of Kampf and Yarncroke and open up a little bit more. Yeah,
if you get rid of Kampf and Yarncroke, you open up. You're looking at close to $10 million in cap space, which is pretty good.
Nikolai Ehlers, been some rumblings.
There have been rumblings of Ehlers. There's been rumblings of. I would love Brock Besser personally. I know a lot of people don't like the foot speed thing. He can score, and he can score big goals in the playoffs. So I would like him. I think that'd be fun. But I think he's going to make a lot of money. So
I agree, Richard. Patrick Kane would have been perfect. He would have been perfect.
Would have been nice.
Pretty cheap too.
Nice. Yeah, 3.5 is crazy in Detroit. 1 year is crazy too, considering his age. I thought he would want some security, but seems like he likes it there in Detroit. They got a goalie now, so might make the playoffs. We'll see.
Yep, and Holmberg wasn't great either last year, but he also wasn't bad. He was playing like every playoff game. So I mean,
Brian just bought a Holmberg jersey. Sorry, man. Sorry to hear that.
The Leafs.
You're the only one.
Yeah, I agree, Shane. I agree. I think Leafs will concentrate more on trades than free agency. That is the supposed. I
agree with that.
That is the supposed area that they're going in. Yeah, Michelli is very good, Patty. Michelli is an absolute.
Yeah, I can't understand the hate behind that move. There's been a lot of hate the last 24 hours or so. Big fan of that move. He's going to be a good player. I say he's going to be. He's been a good player. He's had the sample size in terms of his NHL career. He's a 50-point scorer. Yeah. So on a bad team,
he can skate. He can very, very good playmaker. We don't have Phil Marner on a spot. We got rid of him, so let's move to big winners. Yeah, the trade was also made official, I guess. Nikolai was a 1-for-1, like we covered in yesterday's video. So a 1-for-1 between the Leafs and Vegas. Ended up being fine. Would have liked Hague, but of course it wasn't really going to work out. And of course, if you also missed our video earlier, Lorenz signed a 3-year extension with the Leafs on a very, very good term. So it's all good moves so far. It's almost a little bit surprising how good all of these moves have ended up being thus far, especially with the just the way that things are going. Very happy with it. Boston also made a trade with acquiring Victor Arvidsson as well, like a few minutes ago. You have the Habs making moves, not for Jordan Kyrou. Interesting.
Very interesting stuff. I do want to take a moment here because this was just announced a minute ago by James Duthie. John Liu of TSN is retiring. A lot of people might remember him. I think he did some Habs coverage back years ago. I could be wrong about that, but definitely Winnipeg Jets. So he is retiring. Happy retirement and a legendary career. So shout out to John Liu. I did not necessarily expect that, but man, he's been around for forever. So happy retirement and a great career, legendary career.
Thank you, Walter. Besser and Tanev being A+ Canada Day. Yeah, if we get to break a Brock Besser signing.
Bob McKenzie has also just reported that you're not going to see too many signings in the first 10 minutes because teams are afraid of tampering charges.
Okay, well.
Or investigations. So
we'll be live for more.
We'll be live for a bit here, but there's going to be some moves, of course, and rumblings. But
and of course, if anything happens throughout the day, we'll have a video out right after. We'll also probably have a video out about one specific target here in between, because there's a couple guys that we haven't really been able to talk about because of all the actual news that's been happening. Of course, actual news prioritizes the new.
Yeah, so Lou did work. He did do Habs coverage. I thought so. I thought I was mistaken there. Thank you for correcting or confirming, I should say. Also, Nick, just the way that Vegas trade went down. This might be the last time we talk about it. And when I say might, I hope it is. I mean, something was there, right? Like I guess we're speculating. I don't want to say Vegas. Yeah, I don't want to say Vegas did anything, right? We don't know. No, but I mean, like, just the way it went down and the fact that it did happen, like, there was something. Sure. There was something there, right? Yeah, like, this has been going on for a year, I think, at this point.
Brad pulled off a little bit of blackmail action. I think a little bit of blackmail action.
It's about time. It's about time the Leafs do something like that on the other end of things. And I mean, there is no fairness in sports.
We are 4 minutes away, folks. If you're excited for free agency, hit the like button. We'll be live for a little bit after it. See if any moves break, and then of course, live every Tuesday from here on out. I mean, at this rate, we're going to be live more often because they're just. Leafs have gone absolutely bonkers lately.
Also confirmed this morning, Matthew Knies did sign. The Mitch Marner trade had to happen before Matthew Knies signed officially, but he has signed. The Leafs also tweeted out a 27-minute highlight video of Matthew Knies this morning, half an hour of his highlights, which I thought was pretty cool. And I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like Matthew Knies right now is the closest thing to Wendell Clark that the Leafs had in the last 35 years at this point. So
not afraid of the spotlight.
He's awesome. He's awesome. Not afraid of the spotlight. He throws the bot around. I can't remember who it was in the first round against Ottawa where he decked the guy after the whistle. That is like that, and the thing against Pasternak is just like makes you want to run through a wall. I love that stuff. Love that stuff. Shane is mad that Marner's gone. Anyone else have any opinions about Mitch Marner? Might as well get it out.
He's not mad at the organization. He's mad at fully towards Marner. If he's not willing to take a discount, stay home to win, then I hope the door hits him on the way out. Yeah, I mean, he was never going to be able to stay for that much.
No.
He definitely didn't take a discount.
All I want to say, I want to wrap this up because I'd rather not talk about him anymore. He's gone. He's not a Toronto Maple Leaf. I want to focus on what the Leafs are doing, right? So, and if he was a Leaf, we would talk about him because he's part of the team. But I think if you truly believe it was the fan base and the franchise that did you wrong, I don't know what to tell you. I'll leave it at that. Because you made so much money. That's all I'll say. But yeah, Knies looks awesome. Very, very happy that he's back. It's going to be awesome. And he's only getting better. I was watching some of the playoff highlights again of his. It looks awesome, man. Like, very excited to see how he's going to continue to progress. I think he scored. Did he officially score 30 goals last year? Maybe 29 goals.
20. Let me check.
28.
Definitely wasn't 30. Maybe
29 goals. 29 goals. So, I mean, if you can get to 30, 35 on a regular basis while, getting faster, which he has,
yeah, 29,
and also using his body.
29.
Yeah, like, that's like great.
Hope he gets booed till he retires. He probably will. Probably will.
Yeah.
Only one that would be mad long term at Marner leaving is Vegas fans. I mean, it'd be interesting to see. I'm sure Vegas is pretty happy. Now, going over a few things as well. We know Pierre LeBrun said when the market opens Tuesday, which is less than a minute now. Michael Pezzetta, like if we see a Michael Pezzetta signing, I'd be pretty sad, to be honest. But
wouldn't be horrible, but
that one won't be a robbery. I can guarantee you that. It would be an interesting one. It would be a very interesting one.
Apparently, the Leafs also. Sorry to cut you off, Nick. I also heard the Leafs still have interest in Mikael Granlund.
Yeah.
Free agent market today. I don't know how that makes sense. I mean, it could actually still, but
it'd be a big one.
Yeah. Appreciate it, Shane. Appreciate it. Everyone has their opinions and their feelings, right? We all got to get it out, but the new season's coming soon. I am interested. It's not. I don't think it's going to be the Tavares treatment. I'll tell you that. I thought it was going to be. I don't think it will be, but it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Anyone know what's up with Bobby McMahon?
He's still on the team.
Yeah. Who's your number one target? Probably like realistic target or?
Well, it's a forward. We know that. I mean, a realistic. Well, wait till next year and sign McDavid. That's my number one target.
It's also officially open.
I think yes, that's right. The market is officially open at this point. Nothing really happening though. I think I love Lorentz too. I'm glad that he's back. Trying to think here. I mean, Mangiapane could make some sense with the current makeup of the team. Like, I think he could be sneaky good, especially on like a $2.5 million contract. And I would love Tanev to come play with his brother. Love what he brings to the team. He's the type of player they're kind of looking for to build the team with, right? So
He does other,
I
yeah.
think Tanev,
I mean,
I
I
think
think
that could make a lot of sense.
there's some other higher aspirations. I don't think they're super. Mitch Marner's dad's making some comments as well, which we'll leave. We'll leave.
We don't have to get into that, but that's happening.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, that was 2 hours ago. Drives our family nuts when we hear you guys talk about who should be the captain of the Leafs, and Marner never gets any consideration. That's what he says.
That's not real. No way.
I think it's real. I think it's real. Corey Perry would be neat as well. Brandon Tanev led the league in block shots for forwards. Having him and Chris would be hilarious. I'd be here for it. Okay, free agency is officially here. We're gonna wait. It is gonna be calm for a little bit, and I'm assuming it's actually been very quiet on the NHL front. The free agency doors are officially
open. I think that could be actually real, Nick, and that's
It is real, yeah.
leave it at that. That's all right.
Hilarious.
I feel like that's what it was about at the end of the day, to be honest.
Brock Besser will have some. Okay, folks, we're here. Now we wait. It's going to be interesting.
Tanner Jeannot, yeah, he's been loosely linked to the Leafs and a couple other teams, of course.
I'm good with a lot of different guys here.
Yep.
Good with a lot of different guys. We'll see if anything happens in the first half an hour or so and just kind of go from there. 15 minutes of tampering time. Yeah.
Yeah, they got to let the first like 10 minutes go by. Nothing happening.
I would love Tanner Jeannot. Yeah, Mangiapane's a real likelihood here. It is a real possibility. Okay. What in the world? A lot of stuff happening. I don't know if we can afford Besser. Yeah, I mean, I would like Brad Living. Let's get creative. Okay. Oh, no. We're in refresh mode right now as we are in refresh mode. Announced Marner. What's your guys' predictions for it? Leave in the chat right now your predictions for the first Leafs move. Just type the player you think will be the first Leafs move.
Brandon Tanev. Also, Corey Perry's on the market.
Yeah.
That is quite interesting.
First official trade.
I would love that.
Did I miss it?
Yeah, Noah Juleson to Philadelphia. First trade of the
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's been trades happening all day, but first trade of
who broke that?
After. Great question.
There's too many reporters in hockey, man. I wish there was just one.
I saw it. I see it here on Puckpedia. That's how I'm seeing it.
Okay, keep rocking that. Okay, no rumblings either right now. Like this could be something that is slow brewing as well for the Leafs specifically.
Yep. Justin Brazeau would be good. Another player like Mason Marchment that the Leafs had, and it would be nice to have him back. Pizzetta, Tanev makes sense. I think Tanev makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Mangiapane, we'll keep bringing him up.
Yep. Yeah, I like Perry. I think Tanev. I mean, Cal Granlund would be ideal.
He's only going to make like 5.5. Like you could afford it if you moved some pieces, right? They could sign him and then move some pieces. You can go into overage, of course. So 10%, but yeah, I don't think we should be trading Ben Danford. I'm not.
Maybe this is an all-in year, even though they're not really. Even though they let Marner walk.
Also, Robertson is being. It's a weird one. Robertson is being signed. Nick Robertson. They sent a qualifying offer, so he's going to be signed.
Probably,
but I don't think they're going to keep him. Yeah, but that's a thing that's happening. You could also bury Ryan Reeves' contract if you need. So that's keep in mind, like the $5.7 million includes Ryan Reeves, includes Calle Yarncroke, includes David Kampf. David Kampf's contract looks just horrifying.
Who?
David Kampf. You could really use that 2.4.
Man, with the cap going up, it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
Kadri, yeah, via trade. It would be pretty wicked. There's some crazy stuff going on in the NBA right now.
Matthews and Marner will be teammates soon. I totally
Vegas?
agree. In the Toronto Maple Leafs alumni game when they're both retired. That's right. They will be teammates again.
It's actually a good point. I'm not gonna lie. Robinson probably goes to Arb and doesn't sign a new deal. What's up, Jose? Sam Lafferty got traded?
Yes, he went back to Chicago, where the Leafs originally got him from.
Very interesting. And again,
For a 6th-round pick, I believe. I wouldn't mind Sam Lafferty. So, Nikolai Ehlers is not expected to sign today. That is from Bob McKenzie. So Nick Ehlers will not be signing today. Also, Mitch Marner will be meeting with the Vegas media today.
Interesting. I can't believe. Okay, so I know I'm late to this news. So the Habs did end up trading Logan Mailloux, which is not for.
They did, yes. It wasn't Jordan Kyrou.
Interesting deal. I don't know if I love that for them, but
I don't know if I love that for either team. I have to be honest. Not immediately, that's for sure.
I guess there's some. He's only 22 for Bulldog, whatever.
Right. Yeah. They're both young, so could make some sense. Like,
not terrible. Do we see offer sheets? Some good RFAs available.
Yes. And they're both from the New York Rangers. It's going to be Keandre Miller and Will Cooley will both be offer sheeted, but I don't know if Will Cooley will actually. I feel like the Rangers will match Will Cooley, but Keandre Miller, I think, will be offer sheeted. I don't know about the rest, though. And I'm glad that the Leafs got away from that. So, real good stuff. Anaheim and San Jose need about $20 million to get to the floor. Expect them to accommodate a bunch of salary. I totally agree. You know what? If some of these deals didn't get made, I was expecting Anaheim to be very active, like serious, signing serious free agents, trying to build up that team, but not happening. So, Ehlers is going to Utah. That's an interesting one. I could see Carolina. I think they need not that they need another player like that, but I think they want a player like that, like another difference maker. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I'd like to see Lorentz get more minutes. I do wonder if he plays like a 3rd-line role this year. Doubt it, but I wonder.
Did Leafs lock in Stolar? He's already under contract for this year. He's a free agent next year.
He is yep. So he signed 2 years last year. They also have Joseph Woll's new contract starts this year as well.
Joseph Woll starts this year. He's he's technically their goalie of the future here. Also, if you're new, hit the like button. Let's try to get to 100 likes. We're at 57 videos every single day, and definitely at least one video here today. I'm hoping they make a move. I feel like it's going to be a slow burning day.
Could be a slow burn. It's looking like that so far. We're 10 minutes in. Jose, the Toronto Maple Leafs currently have $5.795 million and some change of cap space. So 5.7 million, 5.8 million dollars.
Yeah, wouldn't be a bad one, Patty.
So,
and then if
also the best. Oh, we have our first signing of the day.
Saw that.
Colin Blackwell staying in Dallas, former Leaf. Yeah, so the biggest defensive free agent right now is Vladislav Gavrikov, now that Ekblad's off the market. He is now rumored, as of right now, to be making $9 million. That is insane.
Yep. Interesting. Whoa, Robert with the 20. First of all, happy Canada Day, Robert.
Oh, Robert.
Thank you for the 20. Let's bring the super chat animation out for this one. My opinion, but I don't think the Leafs are active in free agency. I think going the trade route, I think Cordy Perry would be a good sign. Steven Lorentz is a perfect Canadian on ice. I'm going to crush you off the ice with a smile. Can I help you? Yeah, Lorentz is a fantastic signing. Obviously, they got him for a 1.35 AAV. And Ehlers, won't be today. I don't think he's going to be going to the Leafs, though we might. There's actually been some rumblings lately surrounding it randomly. So it's interesting. Robert, first of all, thank you for the 20. Second of all, I agree. I think the trade route is the most likely here, but it's going to be interesting. Thank you very much, Robert, for your support.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. And I totally agree with the Lorentz thing. It's similar to Matthew Nyes against like Pasternak, where he's pushing him around. He said, "Why don't you fight me? Pasternak says no. Nyes goes, that's what I thought, and he laughs in his face.
Yep.
I like stuff like that. You need more stuff. That's what Marchand does, right? We also have another signing here. Christian Dvorak, 1 year, $4.5 million, which is
With the Habs?
insane, to Philadelphia. So he's leaving the Habs.
Interesting.
He's going to the
Interesting,
Philadelphia
folks.
Flyers.
It's heating up. It's heating up.
Earth-shattering move, ladies and gentlemen. Christian Dvorak is going to the Philadelphia Flyers. There is nothing else going on right now. This is, I mean, I also think this is incredibly funny, by the way. There's a lot of teams, the New York Rangers, San Jose Sharks, a couple other teams, having their prospect skate right now. So some of the beat reporters are tweeting out videos from prospect camp and their free agency just opened. It's pretty funny. Interesting timing.
Carlo would fetch a lot.
Wall or Carlo. I don't think you trade Wall. I don't. I think he's got more. He's got more to offer. I do. Also, I think wanted to talk about this since it's kind of slow. What are your thoughts on this too, Nick? And just the chat as well. A lot of people are making the point that now that Mitch Marner's gone, who's going to be the next guy that you guys, throw tomatoes at and boo and hiss at, right? It's already Morgan Riley.
Also, just a correction, it's 5.4 for Dvorak, not 4.5.
Oh, Friedman typo. That is a lot more money, actually. Wow. Kind of makes sense for a middle center there, I guess, like a middle six center. Interesting.
Gee, that is an interesting deal.
Yeah. But what does everyone think about that? That it's already Morgan Riley. I don't think that's a good thing. And I believe in Morgan Riley. I've seen the dog in him, right? In the playoffs before. I think that
he should be. He's god awful.
Yeah, but I think, he has the ability to bounce back, and I feel like Leaf fans most Leaf fans can see that. But it has been Riley. It's not just all Marner, right? So I feel like people see what they want to see. It's at times. Riley's getting it too. He's getting it too. And he's not playing well. He didn't play well last year. So, but I do think he has the ability to bounce back. We'll see. I could be wrong. And let me know that I'm wrong next year when it doesn't happen. But I think that he can.
Yeah, it's definitely Morgan Riley. Yeah. Can't wait for that.
Yeah. It is already Morgan Riley. For sure. Nylander also does too, but I think Nylander's more universally I think a lot of people. I love Nylander. I love his attitude. I mean, can he play better in his own zone? Can he be more defensively minded? Yes. But those are the things people said about Phil Kessel, and when it came down to it, he performed in the playoffs. They both do. So that's what it is. No, that's funny, but we've seen it before. I've seen the dog.
I have no faith. I have no faith.
Couple playoffs ago, he scored like a ton of goals. He was unbelievable. And he's playing well defensively. Luke Shen, man, they should have got Luke Shen again. That was the only man to unlock Morgan Riley, unfortunately.
Does Morgan have a full no move clause?
Yeah. Believe he does.
Yep.
Believe he does. Yeah.
Patch.
They were handing those out. Okay, so thank you for bringing that up. I was looking through Nyes' contract. I believe it's a 6-team no trade list. So there's only 6 teams he can't be traded to on his contract. Why did everyone else get full no move clauses?
Who are you talking about?
Matthew Nyes.
Oh yeah.
So Nyes, not only does he have a no, it's
because they learned. They learned from his mistake.
Yeah, but like, what are we talking? And it wasn't even his mistake. Like, what are we talking about here?
Hey, Logan Stankoven also just resigned earlier.
Oh, with Carolina. Yeah.
Neat. A couple moves around the board here. Yeah, pretty quiet from the Leafs. Not too much. Not too much.
You're right. All the Canadian teams and Buffalo. If anyone has an 8-team no trade list, you know who's on it. Every Canadian team in Buffalo. Maybe.
Can't wait for Habs fans to be excited about this move they're going to make here.
Thoughts on Lawton next year? I think that they're going to have to find a defined role for him, and I think that he's going to have a very good year. I think he's actually a very, very smart hockey player, and that he'll find his footing. I feel like he could not find his footing for the up until the playoffs, honestly. And then even in the playoffs, like, it was like, I guess he's a 4th liner.
Yep.
So
I think Toronto's looking at a bunch of guys, and I think that they're ultimately going to probably make a trade later today into tomorrow. I don't think anything's going to drop here in the next little bit for the Leafs, if we're being honest. I think it's probably going to be pretty status quo. We'll stay alive for a little longer, but free agency is not what it used to be.
Glenn Gulutzin has just been hired as the head coach of the Dallas Stars. I believe he was with the Edmonton Oilers. Also, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I was just reminded here that Pierre Engvall still has 5 years left on his $21 million contract with the Islanders.
Sanity.
Glad the Leafs got out from that. Who will be the Leafs' biggest pickup in free agency in terms of actual fit? Tanev, if it's Tanev. And in terms of biggest, in terms of cap hit, could be Mangiapane. We'll see if they end up going that way. Or Corey Perry. Because I feel like Corey Perry
makes sense. That actually, I love that.
Right? So
I would love that for the
yeah, with the cap space they have and the team that they have already and some of the moves that they made yesterday, I don't know if you want to rush into anything. There's a lot of good players still available that can, you can fill the rest of your team up with. I don't know if you're making it crazy. And I think if they're going to get a top winger, because they could still use one, if you look at the lineup, probably via trade. Probably via trade.
Anthony Mantha.
And I think Machelli they got to use on the team, but I mean, could be a world where you flip him. I don't know. Right? So
crazy. Yeah, they made so many moves yesterday.
Yeah, William Bell looks like a. I keep talking about why would you sign Sam Bennett when he doesn't want to leave and he wants a lot of money when you can like go find your own Sam Bennett, right? And I'm not saying that that kid Bell is going to be that, but he looks like he's going to be a very tough player to play against, which is really good. See how he develops. A lot of really good picks this year.
Granlund, I think, would actually probably be the biggest one if they're able to get him.
Granlund would be, yeah. I don't understand the Machelli hate. Good player. And great opportunity. I mean, he's in Arizona. Again, he was playing like fourth line minutes last year, but in Arizona, I'm pretty sure he did play some time with Keller and found some success. So you put him with good players, he'll make some good plays. I think you might find something there. He can play on the power play. He's a bit of a smaller player, but we'll see.
Tyler Bertuzzi is supposed to be our Bennett. Yeah. Didn't go well.
No, that was. I don't think Cowan makes this team. I think Easton Cowan's going to be on the Marlies. Unless he plays his way into a spot in preseason. They're going to make it very difficult for Cowan to make this team.
Yep.
Yeah, but Machelli's never made the playoffs. So we don't know.
Because he's streaky, don't see him showing up in the playoffs. It's not going to be better than Marchand playing in Toronto. I think something can happen. And yeah, Cowan I don't think is ready quite yet. We're also 10 likes away from 100. So if you guys can get there, that'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Best player up for grabs. And there's a few like Ehlers, Besser, Mikael Granlund. Those are probably the best players.
Best player? Yeah, probably Ehlers, right? So.
But that won't. Ehlers not going to be deciding today. I also highly doubt. Actually, the Leafs could pull some shenanigans and pull it off. It'd be extremely difficult.
I think he's going to take his time. Yeah. He could also return. There's a real world, by the way. He returns to Winnipeg. They didn't close the door on that. I don't think it's possible. Not that I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's likely, but could happen. Robert with the $5. Thoughts on Machelli trade? Do you think he can get back to 50 points this season? Yes, 100%. And there's a condition in the trade that if he scores 51 points, it goes up to a second round pick. So clearly,
yeah,
they think that he can get back up there. And he's going to be playing, if he is playing on like a second line role, let's say, why wouldn't he be able to get the 50 points? Like, think about if you're playing top six, who are you playing with? Either Austin Matthews and Matthew Nyes, or you're playing with, and he would be the setup guy again for, Austin Matthews, or you're playing with William Nylander and John Tavares, right? So,
Yeah, I mean, I think Tavares is 1 more year as the second line center, and then probably figure out from there. Maybe they try to acquire it. I mean, they're going to try to acquire a top 6 forward. So,
Yep.
Interesting. Either's a soft like Marner, but great player. Agreed. Did Michelli have issues with the team he was on? Yeah, he requested a
Yes.
trade, and then they stuffed him
Yes.
on the bottom 6, and he's like a playmaker first, so like you weren't gonna, wasn't really gonna score. They'll
I
probably
was
go ahead.
yeah. I was reading about that yesterday. He basically requested a trade. I don't know why. We can speculate, right? But maybe it wasn't happy. Maybe whatever,
Because
whatever it is.
the new team. I'm just kidding.
Maybe yeah.
Could
Right?
honestly
Like
be.
I don't know. But he requested a trade. They stuck him on the fourth line and tanked his value. He didn't do anything on the fourth line, which is not shocking because he was on the fourth line. And the Leafs bought low on him, and I feel like he can go. He had back-to-back 50-point seasons, and then last year when he requested a trade and they stuck him on the fourth line, he didn't score 50 points. So I would imagine if you gave him a better opportunity,
Worked well for the
probably
Leafs.
be
They
a
got
50
him.
point.
They bought low.
Yeah.
It's also interesting now after
Smart deal.
the deal the Habs just made. Like if the Leafs could have went after him.
Well, dude, yeah. I don't think so though, because they're probably asking the Blues this is for Danford. I don't think you want to give up Danford,
Tough
right?
job.
Because Danford's going to be the guy that comes in after like Tanev and these guys that they signed last year are done. He's going to come in around. It's going to be that timeline.
Yeah, Mayu's worth more than a third, so.
Yeah.
I wish the Leafs can find a way to get rid of Riley. It's difficult with this cap hit. They need him though at this point. Like you kind of just gotta hope.
I don't know if they're making moves on D. I don't. And if they are, I do feel like it's Carlo.
Yeah, 100%.
because of the value that he would bring another team, what you could get for a player like that, especially on offense. Hey, Buffalo, I heard you wanted some more right shot defensemen. Could I interest you in Brandon Carlo for Tage Thompson?
It's interesting. You want Mangiapane? Yeah, like I would prefer Tanner Jeannot, obviously. Brazeau is interesting. I just think Mangiapane is probably likely here.
Well, think about Mangiapane. He's from here. He's from Bolton, and he played under Brad Treliving before, so I could see it happening.
Parker Kelly just got extended. 4 years,
Extended.
1.7 million with the Avalanche are signed.
Nice. Let's see here.
That's crazy. 5.4 million for Christian Dvorak. What a world. What a world we're living in right now. Yeah. Perry end up in Florida. That would be not ideal.
I don't think they have any cap space left, man.
Yeah, they really stretched it out.
They are the fact that Nosek re-signed for less than $1 million is crazy.
Crazy.
They all want to stay there, but could have got way more. So
Homers where the offense goes to die. Yeah, he had some chances in the playoffs, like 3 breakaways, and didn't even make one strong attempt. Not one.
Yep.
Not a single one. Folks, we're going to wrap up here now in a minute or two. As moves drop, obviously, we will have videos.
we'll have content.
I expect a quiet day. We're also going to have a video dropping in the next little bit. So if you're in, like we always do, if you're in the stream right now, when we drop our video in the next little while, go to the video, leave in the comments that you came from the stream, and we will like it. Like as many as we can. Sometimes it gets a little bit flooded and I miss a couple, but we're going to have a video soon. Surprise on what it is. But go to that stream and that video and say you're from the stream, and we're going to be going live every single week now for the rest of the off season with of course a couple weeks probably off at some points. But any final thoughts, Darius? Go leave in the comments of the video that's about to drop in a little bit that you were from the stream.
Yeah, I think no, you nailed it. I think thank you everyone for tuning on over the last couple of days. It's been crazy. Obviously, things I think are going to start to slow down a little bit here. They're going to make some signings, that's for sure. We'll have you guys covered. We're going to have a video later today, maybe 2, maybe 3, depends on how many moves they make. But we'll keep you guys covered for everything. And then, like Nick said, we're going to be live at least once a week throughout the summer. There could be times where maybe it's just Nick, maybe it's just me. You know, as the summer goes on. it's probably going to be both of us every time, even though I said that, right? So
I'll be live from a cruise ship.
there's so many times during the season where I was like, well, Darius is not going to be able to make this live stream, and we were definitely both there. So yeah, we'll keep you guys covered for everything.
make it
so
happen.
appreciate all the support over the last little while. Love to see some new faces in the chat, and of course the OGs always tuning in. We appreciate you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic Canada Day, and we'll have videos coming for you today. So make sure you stay tuned for those, and enjoy the days with your the off day from work and all those things. And we will see you all in a little bit here today for a video.
Digest your daily dose of gold. Stories of the bold where legends are told. From first pop drop to the season's full. Tune in.